Good morning, everyone. Today, Ayatish Gandhi is here to recite Home Bangle Sellers by Sarojini Naidu. Bangle sellers are we who bear our shining loads to the temple fair. Who will buy these delicate bright, rainbow tinted circles of light, lustrous token of radiant lives for happy daughters and happy wives? Some are meant for a maiden's wrist, silver and blue as the mountain mist. Some are flushed like the buds that dream on the tranquil brow of the woodland stream. Some are aglow with the bloom that leads to the limpid glory of the newborn leaves. Some are like fields of sunlit corn, meet for a bride on her bridal morn. Some like the flame of her marriage's fire, or rich with the hue of her heart's desire. Tinkling luminous, tender and clear, like her bridal laughter and bridal tear. Some are purple and gold fleck grey, for she who has journeyed through life midway, whose hands have cherished, whose life has blessed, and the cradle fair son on her faithful breast, and serves her household in fruitful pride, and worship the gods at her husband's.
Good afternoon. This is Advent, and today I'll be reciting a poem by Rabindranath Tagore titled Unending Love. I seem to have loved you in numberless forms, numberless times, in life after life, in age after age, forever. My spellbound heart has made and remade the necklace of songs that you take as a gift, wear round your neck in your many forms, in life after life, in age after age, forever. Whenever I hear old chronicles of love, its age-old pain, its ancient tale of being apart or together, I stare on into the past. In the end, you emerge, clad in the light of a pole star, piercing the darkness of time. You become an image of what is remembered forever. You and I have floated here on the stream that brings from the fount, at the heart of time, love for one, for the other. We have played alongside millions of lovers, shared in the same shy sweetness of meeting, the same distressful tears of farewell. Old love put in shapes that renew and renew forever. Today it is heaped at your feet. It has found its end in you, the love of all man's days, both past and forever. Universal joy, universal sorrow, universal life. The memories of all loves merging with this one love of ours, and the songs of every poet, past and forever.
Morning, everyone. My name is Ayushi, and I'm going to recite a poem, The Sunshine Cat by Kamala Das. They did this to her, the men who know her, the man she loved, who loved her not enough, being selfish and a coward, the man who neither loved nor used her, but was a ruthless watcher, and the band of cynics she turned to, clinging to their chests where new hair sprouted like a great winged moths, burrowing her face into their smells and their young lusts to forget. To forget, oh, to forget. And they said, each of them, I do not love, I cannot love. It is not in my nature to love. But I can be kind to you. They let her slid from pegs of sanity into a bed made soft with tears, and she lay there weeping for sleep, had lost its use. I shall build walls with tears, she said, walls to shut me in. Her husband shut her in every morning, locked her in a room of books with a streak of sunshine lying near the door like a yellow cat to keep her company. But soon winter came, and one day, while locking her in, he noticed that the cat of sunshine was only a line, a half thin line, and in the evening when he returned to take her out, she was a cold and half dead woman, now of no use at all to men.
Summer in Calcutta, 1965. What is this drink but the April sun? Squeeze like an orange in my glass. I sip the fire. I drink and drink again. I am drunk, yes, but on the gold of the suns. What noble venom now flows through my veins and fill my mind with unhurried laughter. My worries doze. Wee bubbles spring my glass like a bride's nervous smile and meet my lips. Dear, forgive this moment. Lull in wanting you, the blur in memory. How brief the term of my devotion, how brief your reign, when I with glass in hand drink, drink, and drink again this juice of April suns by Kamala. The Old Day House by Kamala Das. You planned to tame a swallow, to hold her in the long summer of your love, so that she would forget not the raw seasons alone and the homes left behind, but also her nature, the urge to fly, and the endless pathways to the sky. It was not to gather knowledge of yet another man that I came to you, but to learn what I was, and by learning to learn to grow. But every lesson you gave was about yourself. You were pleased with my body's response, its weather, its usual shallow convulsions. You dribbled spittle into my mouth. You poured yourself into every nook and cranny. You embalmed my poor lust with your bittersweet juices. You called me wife. I was taught to break saccharine into your tea and to offer at the right moment the vitamins. Cowering beneath your monstrous ego, I ate the magic loaf and became a doll. I lost my will and reason to all your questions. I mumbled incoherent replies. The summer begins to fall. I remember the rudder breezes of the fall and the smoke from the burning leaves. Your room is always lit by artificial lights, your windows always shut. Even the air conditioner helps so little. All pervasive is the male scent of your breath. The cut flowers in the vases have begun to smell of human sweat. There is no more singing, no more dance. My mind is an old playhouse with all its lights put out. The strong man's technique is always the same. He serves his love in lethal doses, for love is Narcissus at water's edge, haunted by its own lonely face, and yet it must seek at last an end, a pure, total freedom. It must will the mirrors to shatter and the kind night to erase the water.
Greetings, everyone. Today I am going to recite a poem where the mind is without fear by Rabindranath Tagore from Gitanjali. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic words, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by into ever widening thought and action into the heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am Anju reciting this poem by Sarojini Naidu, The Coromandel Fishes. Rise, brother, rise. The wakening skies break to the morning light. The wind lies asleep in the arms of the child that has cried all night. Comes, let us gather our heads from the shores and set our adventurous free to capture the leaping wealth of the tide, for we are kings of the sea. No longer delay, let us hasten the poem in the track of the seagulls go. The sea is our mother, the cloud is our father, the waves are our formidable own. What thought we toss at all fall of the sun, where the hands of sea would drives. He who held the storm by the hair will hide in his best loves. Sweet is the shade of the coconut glad, and the scent of the mango groves. And sweet are the sands and the full moon with the sound of voices we love. But sweeter, O brothers, the kiss of the spray and the dance of the wild stormy cliff. Row, brother, row to the edge of the verge, where the low sky meets with the sea.
Today I am going to recite a poem, The Grandmother's House by Kamla Das. There is a house now far away where once I received love. That woman died. The house withdrew in silence, snakes moved among books. I was then too young to read and my blood turned cold like moon. How often I think of going there to pass through blind eyes of windows or just to listen the frozen ice. Or in the wildest prayers, pick an armful of darkness to bring it here to life, behind my bedroom door, like a brooding dog. You can't believe, darling, can you, that I lived in such a house, was proud and loved. I who have lost my way and now beg now at this stranger's door to receive love, at least in a small change.
Hello guys, this is Kashish and I will be reciting the poem Indian Weavers by Sarojini Naidu. This poem uses the work of Indian weavers to explain different stages of human life. So, weavers, weaving at break of day, why do you weave garments so gay? Blue as the bed of Halcyon white, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Weavers, weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plums of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veil of a queen. Weavers, weaving solemn and still, what do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather, white as a cloud, we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. Today I am going to recite a poem in the bazaars of Hyderabad by Sarojini Naidu. In the bazaars of Hyderabad, they sell sweetmeats, laced with silver and gold. What do you weigh out, ye merchants, in your trays so bright? Peacock's feathers, the mirrors of night. In the bazaars of Hyderabad, they sell turbans of crimson and silver, turbans of purple and gold. What do you weave in your looms so fine, ye weavers? The wings of butterflies, the eyes of the peacocks, the leaves of the rose. In the bazaars of Hyderabad, they sell copper and pans of bright brass. What do you write, ye spicemen, in your mortar and pestle, saffron and cinnamon, sweetmeats and tea? In the bazaars of Hyderabad, they sell henna and kohl for the eyelids, colored sugars and sugar. What do you make, ye artist, in your colored clay and paint? The eyes of the bride, the henna of the hands, the shimmer of the jewels. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. Today I am going to recite a poem that is Moments Between Us by Vikram Seth. Some nights are filled with voices, others with a silence that speaks too much. We lie awake, continuing memories instead of stars, listening to the clock mark time between what was and what still waits to be. Distance teaches strange lessons. It shows how love survives absence, how familiar names echo softly in the mind, and how words left unsaid carry more weight than those spoken aloud. Longing settles quietly in the heart, not as pain alone, but as a reminder of connection. Days pass in ordinary ways. We smile at strangers, complete our duties, pretend that routine is enough. Yet, in sudden moments, a song, a street, a remembered laugh, the heart pauses and we return to what we miss. Time, patient and unkind, moves forward without permission. It dulls sharp sorrow but never erases it completely. Instead, it teaches acceptance and the courage to wait without losing hope. Then morning always arrives. Light enters the room, windows open to familiar sounds, and life insists on continuing. Hope, fragile but faithful, rises again. Forever in separation, there is comfort in knowing that someone, somewhere, is thinking of us too. And in those quiet moments between us, love still remains. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to recite a poem by Rabindranath Tagore, Thou Hast Made Me Endless. Thou hast made me endless, such is thy pleasure. This frail vessel thou emptiest again and again, and fillest it ever with fresh life. This little flute of a reed thou hast carried over hills and dales, and hast breathed through it melodies eternally new. At the immortal touch of thy hands, my little heart loses its limits in joy and gives birth to utterance in fable. Thy infinite gifts come to me only on these very small hands of mine. Ages pass and still thou pourest, and still there is room to fill. Thank
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pari and today I'll be reciting Lament by Tishani Doshi. When I see the houses in the city, the electric gates and uniformed men, employed to guard the riches of the rich, the gilded columns and gardens, the boats on water, I wonder how to describe my home to you. The short mud walls, the whispering roof, the veranda on which my whole family used to spread sheets and sleep. The year I came to find work in the city, my wife painted our house white, so it would be brighter than the neighbors. I beat her for her foolishness. The children are hungry, I said. The cow is old. The money collector is after my blood. And you steal like a magpie? Half a month's wage to decorate your nest like a shining jewel. The monsoon finally arrived the year I left, dripped through the thatch, peeled panes of the walls. The wells grew full and overflowed. The farmers rejoiced in the fields. My son sat with his mouth open, catching the water drops like a frog. My wife clung to the walls and wept. When I fall asleep on the pavements in the city, I try to imagine my wife's skin against mine, the coal in her eyes, the white walls, the whole village sky bearing down upon us with all the weight of the stars. I think of returning to the life, but mostly I try to remember how the whole world was once. I want to open my mouth like my son and swallow things whole, feel water filling all the voids until I am shaped back into existence. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Payal Chauhan and today I'm going to recite a poem, The Baby's World by Rabindranath Tagore. So, this poem is taken from The Crescent Moon, a collection of poems on childhood. It is a short lyrical poem which shows the imaginary world of a baby. So, the poem starts like I wish I could take a quiet corner in the heart of my baby's very own world. I know it has stars that talk to him and a sky that stoops down to his face to amuse him with its silly clouds and rainbows. Those who make believe to be dumb and look as if they never could move come creeping to his window with their stories and with trays covered with bright toys. Thank you.
I am Banshu, going to recite my grandmother's house, written by Kamala Harris. There is a house now far away where once I received love. That woman died. The house withdrew into silence. Snakes moved among books. I was then too young to read, and my blood turned cold like moon. How often I think of Cornwall, to peer through blind eyes of windows, or just listen to the frozen air, or in wild despair, pick an armful of darkness to bring it here, to lie behind my bedroom door like a brooding dog. You cannot believe, darling, can you, that I lived in such a house and was proud and loved. I, who have lost my way and beg now at strangers' doors to receive love, at least in small change.